But can you just give us some sort of description, because people are they're talking too much.
All of my heroes have been in handcuffs. Malcolm, Martin, Mandela.
Get ready for the most intense TV moment of the year when Killer Mike appeared on The View after his triple Grammy when nobody expected what came next. What began as a celebration of his success quickly spiraled into a heated exchange when Sonny Hostin tried to twist his words, but Killer Mike, he wasn't having any of it. He stood tall and exposed Sonny's false narrative live on air. Before we dive in, hit that like button and subscribe for more fiery debates and unforgettable takedowns. Did you subscribe? Perfect. Let's dive in.
People not to stop dreaming.
No, you cannot stop dreaming.
Anything is possible.
You have to. You have to keep whatever 9-year-old, 12-year-old, 15-year-old is in your head. Keep that child alive. No matter what you see in the mirror, you're still that child. And your imagination has to be bigger than the room, bigger than the building, bigger than the sky. Because if you keep the imagination alive, everything is possible.
That's right.
When you limit your imagination, nothing becomes as possible as it could be. So
now,
yeah.
You know, I'm a former prosecutor.
Yeah.
And there were some other headlines that came out. And I was very upset about it.
Yeah.
Because it was unnecessary. And you don't do that on that special night.
Yeah.
Especially for what I read about.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna ask you is, there was an incident at the Grammys. It led to you being taken out in handcuffs and arrested. That was wrong. Obviously, it's an ongoing legal matter, so I don't know how much you can say about it.
Well, as a prosecutor, you know I can't say it.
You can't say much. But can you just give us some sort of description, because people are they're talking too much.
I think the backstage was overcrowded. I think the winners were exuberant. And I think security got a little overzealous, and that's all. It's water under the bridge for me.
Yeah.
But I'd like to say all of my heroes have been in handcuffs. Malcolm, Martin, Mandela, Mega. So, I walk out with the same dignity and respect that I walked in with. And I would implore people to just take that from it. Don't do it.
Killer Mike, celebrated rapper and activist, joined The View to discuss his Grammy wins and impact career. Known for blending music with advocacy, he's built a legacy rooted in truth and community empowerment. But Sonny Hostin wasted no time steering the conversation toward controversy she brought up. Mike's brief arrest at the Grammys clearly aiming to overshadow his monumental success as a seasoned prosecutor. Sonny knew Mike couldn't discuss an ongoing case yet. She pressed on. Mike's response was iconic. Instead of fueling the drama, he transformed the moment into a celebration of resilience, pointing out that many of his heroes, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., and Nelson Mandela, had also faced unjust arrests. It was a powerful reminder that moments of adversity don't define greatness. The conversation shifted as the panel questioned Mike's political activism.
On top of your music, and you were a campaign surrogate for Bernie Sanders, you campaigned for your home state Democratic Senators Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff. Yeah, and you got some attention recently for being somewhat critical of President Biden, saying you weren't ready to endorse him yet. What's your holdup there?
What's my holdup? Well, first of all, I think everyone should focus on hyper-local. We get caught up in the soap opera of federal elections, and that's fine. But if you are concerned with the federal election, you don't know who your city council or your wardsman is, you don't know who your mayor is, and you don't have a good list of state representatives or governor, then you're just a part of whoever wins the Super Bowl or fanfare. Even though we have a Republican governor, Brian Kemp, I have a good relationship with him. I like what he's done in terms of Georgia business. We've been leading business amongst all states for the last 10 years, and he brought back the Hope Scholarship and expanded it. So if you're a kid in Georgia, you're poor, you got a B average, you can go to college for free or trade school. So in my community, girls are going to college, but boys don't have anywhere to go, and they're not choosing to. In my community, I have a push for trades. That's why I support organizations like Georgia Youth Build. I support organizations like Next Level Boys Academy, because they usher out boys. I need my daughters to be able to marry somebody. So, and even in that case, I have said, okay, this governor's doing a good job. In terms of nationally, I'm just kind of doing what my grandfather said, staying out of white folks' business and watching what happens.
You lost me a little bit with your support of Kemp, but let me tell you this.
Not support of Kemp. That's the misinformation. You can not like me, but don't lie on me. I saw someone I really respect, a black woman who's a commentator.
So you don't support him, you like his policy.
Well, I support
some specific ones named.
Beyond it, he's the governor of my state, so I have to be involved with him because I can't divorce myself. But let me say this. If you criticize someone, don't lie. Don't say I didn't support Abrams, because I did. Don't say that I don't support Democrats, because I've helped get 3 Democratic mayors elected. I've helped get 2 state representatives elected. But if someone is in the king's seat, I'm not going to not have dinner with the king on the behalf of my people. I have to do.
Alyssa Farah-Griffin challenged his critiques of President Biden, even referencing his words with Democratic candidates. And Bernie Sanders, Mike's response was a masterclass in staying grounded. He redirected focus to local politics, emphasizing that real change begins at the community level. From advocating for education to praising Governor Brian Kemp's Hope Scholarship expansion, Mike demonstrated that his priorities lie in solutions, not party loyalty. Sonny's visible irritation spoke volumes. She hadn't expected Mike to praise a Republican, and it clearly disrupted her narrative. The conversation reached its most intense point when Sonny Hunn went on the offensive, accusing Killer Mike of betraying Democratic causes. "You lost me with your support of Kemp," she quipped, trying to frame his collaboration with Georgia's Republican governor as a political misstep. Her tone was sharp, clearly intended to cast doubt on Mike's credibility and dedication to progressive ideals. But Mike was ready, armed not just with facts, but also with unshakable composure. Without skipping a beat, he delivered a mic drop moment that would soon become the highlight of the discussion. "That's misinformation. You cannot like me, but don't lie on me."
It's a misinformation. You cannot like me, but don't lie on me. I saw someone I really respect, a black woman who's a commentator.
So you don't support him, you like his policy.
Well, I support
some specific ones he named.
Beyond it,
Mike's words hit hard and cut through the tension in the room. But he didn't stop there. He laid out his long history of backing Democratic campaigns, listing the mayors and state representatives he'd helped get elected. This wasn't about talk, it was about action, and Mike had the proof to back it up. What really made his response stand out was how he stayed above the drama. Instead of getting into political mudslinging, he shifted the focus. Mike explained that working with Governor Kemp wasn't about party loyalty, it was about getting real results for his community. "If someone's in the king's seat, I'm not going to skip dinner with the king if it helps my people," he said. That line made it clear his priority is his community, not political sides. Sonny, clearly rattled, didn't have much of a comeback. Her earlier criticisms lost steam in the face of Mike's calm, fact-based reply. The crowd picked up on the shift, breaking into applause. It was obvious they were with Mike and his practical, no-nonsense approach. What made the moment stick was the contrast. Sonny came in hot with emotional attacks, but Mike stayed cool and confident. Instead of fighting fire with fire, he turned the conversation into a powerful lesson on leadership. He showed that real progress doesn't come from sticking to party lines, it comes from working together and getting things done. This wasn't just a win for Mike, it was a masterclass in how to handle criticism, stay grounded, and let the truth do the talking. For anyone watching, the message was clear. Killer Mike wasn't there for show. He was there to lead, to inspire, and to set the record straight. His approach to politics is a breath of fresh air in today's divided climate. He puts community first above party or politics. Inspired by lessons from his grandmother, Mike focuses on education, economic growth, and civic engagement. By refusing to play partisan games, he's become a powerful voice for real, lasting change.
Bigger than the sky, because if you keep the imagination alive, everything is possible.
Killer Mike's appearance on The View wasn't just compelling, it was a powerful reminder of what it means to stand by your values. Despite Sonny's attempts to steer the conversation, Mike stayed focused and grounded, showing how integrity and clarity can cut through the noise in today's political landscape. What do you think? Did Killer Mike handle it like a pro, or do you think Sonny raised some fair points? Drop your thoughts in the comments, we'd love to hear from you, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, go ahead and hit that like button